Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we have the new Nomad release. I am so excited to open this up and share it with you guys. We're going to do finger swatches and we're also going to do a look, and then we're going to do the top 5 ranking of my top 5 palettes with Nomad. I'm not sure how to knock one of these out of the top 5. The new one's giving these a run for their money. So if you're interested to see if the new one knocks out one of the top 5 and see which one that it knocks out, then just keep watching. I'm so glad you guys decided to stay. Like I said, we're going to swatch this. I'm going to show it to you guys. Then we're going to do a look, and then we're going to do the top 5.
I'm going to do a reboot.
A review first of the 5 that is currently in my top 5. And then at the end, we'll see if it's worthy to knock out one of the 5. So it's from Ireland. I am so excited for this. Who doesn't love Ireland? That's on the bucket list for sure. The destination is the Emerald Isle. The inspiration is the Savage Beauty. The Ireland Wild Alantic Way. Okay, guys. The little card that comes with it. I keep all the cards. I keep all the packaging with Nomad. They are one of the ones that I have been such a long-term fan of, and I have most of their collection. I just did a reel showing the collection that I have and the different years of all the palettes that came out, and there's just something about Nomad. It's not just buying a palette. You're getting an experience. You're getting to be able to travel through the palette with the colors and the theme. You get a piece of whatever world they're traveling to, and it's an experience. So if you love makeup and you love travel and you love seeing all the different destinations and how they come together in a color story, you're going to love Nomad. And so that is something that has won over me from the very beginning, and they just continue to do more and more that just blow me away every year. I do have a code with Nomad. It is an affiliated code, but way before I had a code, I had a huge collection of Nomad. I adore this company, and I am so honored to be able to be an affiliate with Nomad because they are someone that I just completely, utterly support to the max. And so if you use code Debutawn, you save 10%. It is an affiliated code, and I always just cannot thank you enough every time you guys use my code. So I truly appreciate it. And yes, let's get into what this card is saying. I usually don't read the whole thing. I just kind of touch on a little bit on here.
You know, being dyslexic, you guys don't want to hear me read. Anyway, so that I don't put you guys through anything that I don't need to put you through.
Okay, so this is the Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. Welcome to the meandering coastal journey full of towering cliffs, verdant hills, and tempestuous seas as we adventure along the Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. This is a spectrum of Irish greens from soft moss and lush bogs to emerald gems and rich greens, sprinkled with sea blues and neutral touches of limestone, heat, and golden flower plants, 11 grand mattes, 7 splendid shimmers, inspired by the untamed and dramatic beauty of Ireland's west coast. Because we are proud to support the Irish Wildlife Trust that works to raise awareness of Ireland's rich natural heritage and to protect it for the future generations. I am so excited. All right, guys. This is what the outside of the box looks like. Let's get this open. The palette is the nice little velvet and the green and gold. It's the velvety green, and then it has the gold embossing on the palette cover. And then even there's like little stamps of the little 4-leaf clover all the way through the velvet, which is so cute. And of course, I've already done my swatches and everything, so my fingers have been in this palette, but oh my goodness, look at that color story. This is a dream come true. So I hardly ever work with bronzes.
And as soon as I saw this, I was like, I know I'm going to do green. Okay.
There's greens, there's blues, there's all different shades of greens, there's tans, there's brown, there's like this orangey, brown neutral, and then some other creamy neutrals, and then you have like some blues and silvery blues. It's just such an amazing mix of colors, and I think that they're all going to pair up so nicely together. I want to dip into those coppers. I never dip into coppers. And so I'm going to go green in that coppery color for sure. But before we get into a look, let's get started on the finger swatches. Okay, we're going to do the shimmers first. I'm going to go in with the lightest shimmer. I'm going to get some up on all of my fingers here. I did pictures with swatches and the palettes and everything, and I'll do that after those finger swatches, but I still wanted to do the finger swatches so that you could see it while I am doing it right here, because sometimes in different lighting and stuff like that, you can see the shifts and everything. So this is not like a multi-chrome. There are some that have like a dual shift, but not a multi-chrome. Very pretty. And not every palette needs to have multi-chromes. Let's just go. I love multi-chromes, and I could have multi-chromes in every palette, but not everybody wants a multi-chrome in every palette. This one here it looks gold, but it does have a green shift to it. That is so pretty. Let's go ahead and get into these mattes. Okay. I just love the different shades of green that they added in here. And this one is quite a bit lighter than this one here, probably 2 shades lighter than this one here. And it's really bright. And this is like a true green. And then this is like a tealish blue green. And that's like a blue grayish. And then here's a blue. And then you have like the matted like moss green. So pretty. This here is like a little darker, more grungier yellow. And then you have more of a brighter yellow on that one. And then you have this rusty orange brown looking shade here. So now I'm going to show you guys what I did with the palette earlier with swatches and taking a look at the palette. So I'll see you in a few.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything. So all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. And now what we are going to do is we're going to review what was in the top 5 and why. We'll do the look and determine whether or not it's going to kick one of these out. I have different reasons why my top 5 are my top 5. And a lot of it has to do with, I wanted to kind of do a well-rounded, like let's say all of my Nomad palettes I had to get rid of, and I could only keep these 5. I would want to keep these 5 for different reasons, and so they all have like special shades that I like or color tones that I would want to use. My top palette for a long time was the Royal Europe. Should I even explain why? It is beautiful jewel tones. These multi-chromes are just stinking amazing. So pretty, so shifty, so yummy. Okay, yes. But the newest one came along and totally stunned me. Knocked that one out of my first place. And now this is in my first place because New Zealand is just all the yummy gorgeousness. You have cool tones, you have jewel tones, you have these sparkly, bright multi-chromes. Oh my goodness, I have used this palette so many times. It is so stinking gorgeous. And I love it so much. Oh my goodness, I love this palette so much. And it's just a stunner. Now, the rest of the 3, I can't rank them because they're all for different reasons. But yes, this is 1 and this is 2. And the next 3, there is no particular order. I love this palette. It is the Nomad Snow Lodge palette. This has good memories. It reminds me of a place that I take my family, and I've been taking my family for years to the Great Wolf Lodge from time to time and with my kids and everything, and it just brings memories, and I love taking it whenever I go. And it has this special shade that is just so pretty. It's pink and blue shifting, and then this minty green shimmer is just stunning as well. You have your neutrals, and my kind of neutrals is the green olive tone neutrals, and then you just have a pop of orange over here, and it's a darker orange, which I do enjoy, and these mattes are just, this is an amazing palette, so it is in there. Now, another cool tone palette is the
Hi everyone, this is the editor that Debbie keeps swearing she's going to fire. I just wanted to let you know that I keep calling this palette the wrong name, the Haunted Europe, for some reason. This is the Ghost Town USA. Just wanted to let you know, trying to keep my job over here as the editor.
And this is cool tone goodness. You have these greens that I just love so much, and you have the different tones of the greens and the grayish greens and stuff like that, and then you have the golds, and it's gorgeous. Okay, and then whenever I'm wanting something on the warm side, I love me this little palette right here. This is the Safari palette, and it's just warm goodness, but it has those olive greens and those rich greens and the browns, and as you can tell, use this quite a bit as well. Their palettes are amazing to travel with. If you didn't already know that, I have never had any of them break on me or come loose in the pan or anything like that. The palette itself is constructed really, really strong, but I think that their formula also holds up. Even the shimmers hold up, are so durable. Their palettes are my favorite to travel with. And a lot of times I can find ones that I can use as blush, and some of these can be sheared out as highlighter, and it's just everything all in one. So those are my top 5. And so we will have to do a look with this one and see, and we'll just kind of compare and contrast and find out if it deserves a spot in here. If any of the palettes that don't make the top 5, that doesn't mean I dislike it. It just means that this is well-rounded enough that it didn't kick it out, if that makes sense. So we are going to just move right into this, and we're going to start into the eye look. I am going to go ahead and hop off here, and I'm going to just prime my eyes, put on a little bit of mascara, and get them ready for my lashes and stuff for later on in the look. And I won't bore you with all that, and then I'm going to pop back on whenever we're ready to put the shadow on my eyes, and I'll do most of the look on camera, and then at the end, I'll finish it up, and we'll go over the top 5. Now, I do have a live stream that I'm planning on doing. It'll either be before this or after it. Watch that, because that is live, doing the entire thing from start to finish, using the shadows. And if you're ever in doubt, mainly if you've never tried Nomad before, go and watch the live stream. You're watching everything done, no editing, and it's all right there for you to see the shadows in performance so that you know and you see for yourself how the shadows perform. I'll be right back, and I'll be ready to go ahead and apply the shadows to my eyes. I'm so excited. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to not pronounce
these words. Okay, words are hard here. Okay, they're hard for me. Okay, just getting that out of the way.
When these palettes are coming from all over the world, of course, the words are also hard. So
we're just going to point because, trust me, it's just going to be better off for all of us involved, okay?
So we're going to go into this shade right here, and I have small hooded almond-shaped eyes, and I like to just pack it on. Okay, your eyes may be a different shape, so you really have to go based off of your shape of eye and what you enjoy doing. I tap shadow in the areas that I want it, and I build it up in the crease. And the reason why you do that is because your lid is open, close all the time. And you want to make sure that if you have hooded eyes or deep set eyes or anything like that, or if you have problems with creasing, to build up, whether it be matte shades or shimmer shades, just build it really thick in that creased area, because as your eyelids are moving back and forth, it is not going to make that crease where you're starting to see the eyelid shine through. At least for my eyes. I have dry skin as well. Eyelids are also dry. So if you're oily, that may not work for you. I don't know. Now that I have the green kind of mapped out, I'm going to go ahead and blend out the edges with this color that I am super excited about. Let's talk about this color. It may look not as interesting on camera, but it is very interesting, and let me tell you why. It is like an olive green and a brown mustard color had a baby. Okay, and this baby, I could tell when I swatched it, now I'm about to put it on my eye, so we'll see if I'm right, is the perfect green blending shade. I don't have anything in my collection that's this color. So applause goes to Nomad for creating this color. Look at that. Okay, green eyeshadow is my favorite eyeshadow color. I have a lot of green eyeshadows because I'm very drawn to it, and I have a hard time not buying a green eyeshadow palette. So when I saw this color, which it's as yummy as I thought it was going to be, and I saw this color, I'm like, that color is exactly what I've needed in my life. It may not look that interesting to you on camera, but I knew it was the shade that I've been missing. Okay, so let me explain. Whenever I get green palettes, usually what I use to blend out with or to accent the greens in it is usually there's a mint green or a lighter green, or there's a brown and the brown has too much orange in it, or if it's too cool tone, it's too grayish or whatever. And what I have found is you can go into a look and you're thinking about a look looking a certain way, but then it ends up looking completely different when you get done because you've added all these other colors into it that's just completely changed your eye look. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? It's not completely changing this eye look. It is the perfect addition to greens. This one, I'm so excited. Okay, I do get excited. Well, okay, I have a ton of eyeshadow. I don't have this shade. That makes me excited. And it's a shade that I have been needing. I didn't know it was this shade, but I knew it when I swatched it.
I got excited. I was like, ooh.
Now that I have the foundation of the look laid down, I'm going to go in with my finger, and you don't have to use your finger. You can use a sponge tip applicator. You can use a brush. You can use a wet brush. Ooh, I haven't used a wet brush in a long time. I'm going to do that. Since it's copper, I want it to look like that super foiled. When you want a super foiled look, spray your eyeshadows because it gives you a super foiled look. Because if I'm going to go copper, we're going to go all copper, okay? And which is funny. Oh, look at that. Which is funny because my dog, his name's Copper. Copper. And he's kind of like Eeyore. He acts kind of like Eeyore. Okay, so when I got him, he was a puppy. I got him from a rescue, and he had been abandoned, and he's a Shar-Pei mix. And when we had got him, we already had 2 dogs. But when we adopted Bailey, my other Shar-Pei mix, she had been in a very abusive home. But they called us pretty soon after we adopted her and let us know that there was another Shar-Pei that had been abandoned, and it was Copper. Well, I went and I talked my husband into going and looking at the pup. He was younger, so I was really concerned because it is like having a baby all over again, and I don't feel well a lot of the time, so I know I don't have the energy for a brand new puppy. But he was pretty young, so I was kind of nervous, and we already had the other 2 dogs, but we went and saw Copper, and he is like Eeyore. Even as a young, I mean, he was like just right out of the puppy stage and into like, you know, the adolescent stage, which is usually pretty rambunctious, you know? No, he has always been such a low energy, just can't hardly get him to do anything. Every once in a great while, he'll get the zoomies, but other than that, he is so low key. When I say Copper, I'm like, oh, Copper, Copper. I always do that. I don't know. It's just because he's got the wrinkly face and he just almost looks like Eeyore, like he's sad all the time. And he's not sad, he's happy puppy. Oh, Copper. So when I put this on my eyes, oh, Copper. That's what I want to say, okay? Like I say to everybody that comes and shows up in my neighborhood, in the community around here, is you know what you signed up for, okay? So at least I don't, surprise attack you with my dorkiness. You know ahead of time what you are signing up for. So loving this so far. Let's just keep spraying because I'm loving this high foiled look. Okay, I want to go in to this shade right here and take it on in. So I'm going to take that up and I'm going to spray it as well. Oh my goodness, you guys. Wow. Oh, that's like adding the leprechaun gold to the Cloverfield, okay? Wow, this is going to make me want to use these shades a little more because I'm liking this look, okay? And it is different from what I've done before. I'm loving the little switch up. Yes, this is beautiful. All right, so what we do now, I got most of the eye look done. I'm going to pop off here. I'm going to finish up the face. I'm going to go over what it is I use off camera, and then I'm going to let you know how I like the palette overall. When we come back, we're going to go and revisit the top 5 to see if this is going to beat out one of the ones in the top 5. See you in a few. Okay, guys, this is the final look. I absolutely love it. Okay, so just to tell you what I used out of the palette for the rest of the look, I went on ahead and used this shade right here in the inner corner, and then I also ran underneath this, sprayed on my brush, and did the matte all the way underneath. But I did darken it up just a little bit with this one here up in the corner there, just up against the waterline. And then I have lashes on by LUND Beauty Lashes, and all these will be tagged in the description box, so if you're interested. But LUND Beauty Lashes in the style Willow, the Urban Decay Brow Box for my brows. In the top part of my waterline, I used a black Color Pop eyeliner. On the underneath in the waterline, I am using C in the Unearthly Cosmetics gel pot liners. I don't think that these are available anymore, but I don't know if they plan on bringing them back, so I just go ahead and show them anyways. As far as my lips go, I am using the Juvia's Place Lippy Pencil in So Rare, and then I am using the Melt Bailey Sarian Lippy in Nutmeg. So pretty. On my face, this is my favorite primer, but they don't sell it. I got it in a subscription box and I can't find it anywhere. So I don't know if they made it just specific for the subscription box or not, but this is amazing. Like if I want a really glowy look, which I do today, this stuff is so amazing as a primer. It's a mousse and it's amazing, the Kaja. It's so good. I hope they start making it. The foundation I'm using is the YSL NU, the Bare Look Tint, and this is in shade NU7. To top it all off, of course, my tried and true Dewy Set Setting Spray. This is my favorite. And I just love the healthy skin, just glowy look. And I always try it, and it worked beautifully. I used that same shade that I used up underneath. I also used that as blush. And then I took this on my finger. It is a little darker. It can be if you have too much of the pigment. So I spread out the pigment like that. And then I go in and I put it on my cheekbone for the highlight and up in here, and it works beautifully. So once again, I have a full complete palette that I can take on vacation. All these things are scoring it up higher and higher and higher and making it so difficult to figure out what I need to do with these top 5. So let's go ahead and get into the top 5 and see what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start off by just kind of reviewing what the palette looks like, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up and compare to each one of these palettes. We already know that these two are staying here. These are absolutely not going anywhere, so I don't even need to look at them. There's similarities. I like to do that. And if I see any that are super close, I can swatch them. But I mean, other than these gold shades, I can tell that the tone is a little different between the two. This is a brighter reddish orange, where that's a more muted orange. So there's not anything that I see that stands out to me that is a huge duplicate. Okay, what I see off bat is like this and like one of these kind of look a little similar. They may be different, but I'm going to swatch a couple of these. So like these here are definitely different. I'm going to go into this like maybe here and see. But yeah, those are all different. Okay, I need to set this one aside. We may be going in a dual battle for that. I don't know. We'll see. And then we have this one here as well, which I do think that there are a couple that may be similar. So we're going to swatch those. And I wonder how it looks with this gold. And it's definitely, I mean, in the camera with the bright lights, you're seeing pretty similar, but I see a big difference in person. This one has a little bit of a green tinge, and plus it is way more foiled, and that's out of the new palette, and this is out of the Safari palette. I do like the one out of the Ireland palette better. This does have a little copper one. I'm going to go in and definitely different in person. This is more brown in person. This is orangey, so they are two totally different looks. I do like the formula in the Ireland one. Like it's a little bit different formula than the Safari. Picking up that green shade, and let's go ahead and swatch it next to a couple of these. They're all different. Yeah, so these are all different greens, different tone. So there's some similarities, but not the same. Oh, I don't think I'm going to touch the Snow Lodge one. I think what I need to figure out is if the Ireland is going to beat out one of these two. I think that's what we're up against. So with much deliberation, it's a sad day, but I think I'm going to get rid of it. It's going to be out of the, not get rid of it, but you know, we're not getting rid of anything, but you know, out of the top 5. And the reason why is because I feel like I have some of those shades in here, like that are similar, not exact, but similar, some in the new palette and even in my Snow Lodge. You know, some of those can even play nicely as some of those substitutes. And I don't really use a lot of, I mean, they have a big dent there, but I don't use a lot of pink shades. And so I think this is the one, you guys. But I feel good about it. I feel like having the variety of the Snow Lodge, the Safari, because this is the warm greens, you know? And then I have my multi-chromes, jewel tones, and all different kinds of colors in here. And then having my green overall yummy palette. I think it's a good I think it's a good top 5, you guys. I don't know though. You guys let me know down in the comments section if you would have picked this one to hit the road out of the top 5 or if you would have picked a different one. Let me know down below. Let me know if you would have even put this one in the top 5. If you like green eyeshadows, you probably would. And I just knew when I saw the green, I just knew, okay, it was gonna make it there. Okay, I'm really happy with what I have for the top 5 for right now. We'll see what's coming around the bend. Okay. All right, guys. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would love to have you here. Always remember, when in doubt, it's always Debutawn at checkout. Save yourself 10%. It is an affiliated code. And every time you use my code, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And so until the next time I see you guys, I hope glitter catches your eye, but never goes in it. Take care. Bye-bye.